Shmai, croeso, welcome along to what is section 1 of the Heritage Trail around the Vale of Glamorgan. There's going to be a series of videos where I am following the guidebook Heritage Trail, which is produced by the charity organisation that manages footpaths in the Vale called Valeways. They put together a great little guide, so I'm going to be following that over 16 sections that take us all the way around the Vale of Glamorgan. The route is designed to take in as many points of historic interest as possible, and those with a keen eye will know where I am now. So this behind me is St Fagans, and that's where the walk starts. So section 1 starts at St Fagans, and it goes up along a path alongside the cottages to the eastern entrance to the museum, and then joins this amazing place with these old ancient trees. The first section of the walk is all alongside St Fagans, and they've still got the fence wall behind me. You go through the nice woodland that we just went through, but today's a bit boggy because it's February. But then you come out into this field. And now I came here a few years ago with my scout group, and at the time I didn't know what the field was, and we were saying, it looks like something Hollywood would use for one of those medieval Civil War type battlefields, and that's exactly what it is. It's a registered battlefield. It's the Battle of St Fagans, which was in 1640s. I can't remember the exact year, it's on the map. Yeah, and it's part of the Civil War, and it's you can just tell it's steeped in history. It's just got these ancient trees. They might not have been here at the time, but they wouldn't have been far off. They're old trees. Who knows? Maybe they were there here when during that time, and they could tell a few stories. But then we're going to walk through the battlefield now, and come out the other side onto the A road, and then skirt along that for a bit, and then we're going to cut off and join me there, where hopefully we'll find the next point of interest, which is an old derelict windmill, which I believe is next to one of these modern ones as well. Right, see you there. This is an old disused now, obviously, a windmill that suspected was built back in the 18th century and then came into disuse toward the end of the Napoleonic Wars, where apparently the demand for homegrown produce slumped, so places like these went out of business and stopped being able to make grain and stuff like that. Just in the woods there, some old farm buildings again, probably dating the same time as the windmill and the barn behind me. I haven't been over there, but over the brow and in the next field there's an old Bronze Age burial cairn, where apparently they excavated it in the early 90s and found the remains of a female. Yeah, you can look more into that again in a booklet with the railways. Lots of useful information in there, so make use of it. But we plod on now. We're going to drop into St Bride's, and then there's a few points of interest there, and then we'll make our way on and down to Peterston-Super-Ely, where the end of section 1 is quite an important point of the route. So section 1 is sort of like the spur that brings you into the loop. So obviously it's the end of section 1, it's also the start for section 2. But it's the end as well, the entire circle of route. So section 16 takes you back to Peterston-Super-Ely. So not Preston, Peterston-Super-Ely, sorry. But so far lots of really good historic points of interest I've enjoyed so far. Let's on to the next. So yeah, this is Holywell, which is St Bride's Church. It dates back to the 13th century. Yeah, and it's a nice little church, and apparently it's a typical design of churches in the Vale. And this one was bought and renovated back in the 18th century by Margam, which is back in Battle, so quite a stretch. But onwards we go. So I just come off single lane road and past hill fields and back through some farmers field where I got some company. Yeah, so the route now carries on through these fields and drops down into Peterston-Super-Ely, where we come to the end of this section. So far the walk's been great, only about 4 miles, so it's not too hard, but it's a nice walk, and you can make it as hard as you want by all these little shoots off it into other points of interest. So it's been good. I've really enjoyed it so far. So this little field now, and then into Super-Ely, and let's have a look what we got there. So it's just dropping into Peterston-Super-Ely, which you might see in the distance in the valley, and that is the end of this section of the walk, as we walk down this ancient path now that's been here for years. There you go. I'm glad I'm not going down there. It's pretty much a stream, not that it's much better yet. So part of the guidebook, you get these little handouts that splits each section up, and it comes with this little handy map that shows all these key points of interest along the route. So this is where we started at St Fagans, and then this is the woodland that we walked through. You got the Civil War battlefield, went along the road, and then up to the abandoned or derelict windmill from the 18th century. Dropped down into St Bride's, and where we saw the Holywell Church, and then followed the bridle way back onto the road, and then along the road again up to Hillsfield Farm, which was here, and then we walked along the farm path here, and then we dropped down into what is a very muddy, this section here was very muddy, and it follows the old sunken road, and that was more like a stream, so I followed the red route as advised, which is through a field, and drop into the housing estate here. And I'm currently at the public house here, and over That way is the remains of an old Norman castle called Robert le Saux. And just on the road where we're going to go now and finish this walk is the Peterston Church, which was built in 1254 at a value of £6 to the taxation of Norwich. It's a good little map that helped me along the way, but you know, I wouldn't use it on its own as a guide to get around. Use the description in the guidebook and accompany that with an OS map. So let's get down to that Peterston Church. So we've reached the end of this first section. Hope you enjoyed and hope it inspired you to get out and walk the section yourself and maybe go a little bit further along the Vale. Highly recommend the Heritage Trail guidebook. It's helped me a lot along the route. But I'm at the footbridge now. But a good place to spot would be the Sportsman Reel, a nice well-earned pint. This is the spot where section 16 ends. Section 1 ends and section 2 begins, so our pub is well positioned for that, so make use of it and get out and enjoy. So hoi lawr, I'll see you on the next one.